And we are live on YouTube from Waterloo, Ontario, Canada, Earth, Milky Way, Galaxy, Black Hole, and I am your host with the most, Kyle, the Postman Post. And on today's episode, we are going to talk about Hurricane Irma. Can't forget about Irma. She's out there right now causing havoc. We're going to talk about space weather news. Lots of exciting things going on because of the sun being pretty active nowadays. We are going to talk about Bitcoin, the financial industry, Donald Trump, and his reign as POTUS, President of the United States, all the decisions that he's making right now. So yeah, without further ado, we will get into today's news. Last night or yesterday afternoon, we saw a huge X-class solar flare. An X-class solar flare puts a tremendous pressure on our Earth's magnetic field, weakening it and allowing space particles to flow through and affect all the living things on Earth. Especially that hurricane. That hurricane, even though it's just wind and water, it is a living, breathing monster, and it is going to get fed by that X-class solar flare. It's going to heat things up in the ionosphere and create some extra forces. So we will go ahead and look at if you guys want to actually track this live, there's a really, really nice website. It's called Windy, or it's an application for Android called Windy. You can track Hurricane Irma right from your cell phone. So I'll show you how to use that. So basically, it's a touchscreen application. You can move it around. You can change the days on it. It shows a lot of different instruments from NOAA. So this is the instrument from NOAA. Pretty well every if you want to tell basically be your own meteorologist. You can make your own calls. So right now we're looking at 3 hurricanes down south in the Caribbeans. We got Hurricane Irma and Hurricane Jose back to back there. And as you can see, it's right over top of, just about to make landfall with the Dominican Republic. So we can see the Dominican Republic and Haiti right here. And that is about to make landfall. So I hope the people that are vacationing in Dominican, they got out. And I pray that the locals there, they were able to find refuge, because it looks like they are going to get a direct hit in the next 12 hours, a direct hit. So be on the watch for, the Dominican Republic. I'm sure we're going to get a lot of video footage back to see what kind of damage, so we know what to expect in the east coast of Florida. So everybody's on high alerts right now. It's very uneasy. All of the Walmarts are sold out of water. The gas stations are sold out of gas. So this is an unprecedented event that's about to take place. I wouldn't recommend anybody staying in the direct path. If you are in any part of Florida, please drive up northwest. Get up in the inlands. There is a 20-foot storm surge wall plus waves headed towards the tip of Florida. This thing is going to go all the way up the coast, the east coast, and slam into the Carolines. I showed you guys earlier, I posted earlier some pictures of the path that I believe it's going to take today in the next 12 hours. So I'll bring that up for you guys. Oh, can I switch this around during a live feed? Yes, I can. Sweet deal. So here we have Cockburn Town, Grace Bay, Cuba. If you're in Cuba, that's you're looking at getting hit. Miami, West Palm Beach. This is the direct path it looks like it's going to take right here. So we have the Dominican Republic here, Haiti. So you can see it's kind of just off the coastline of the Dominican Republic, just off the coast. So by 11 o'clock Friday, it's going to be passing by. So 12 hours from now, it's going to be passing right by, hitting the Dominican Republic, just off the coast though. So the eye is not going to roll over. You should see sustained winds of 100 miles an hour there. That's quite the nasty windstorm. So please be careful if you're in the Dominican Republic, Cuba, and the Bahamas. The Bahamas, like I said, Cockburn Town, Clarence Town, the Bahamas. You guys are in the direct path of this thing. So get out now. Get out now. Okay, guys, let's go. Let's move into Donald Trump news. Donald Trump right now is getting some scrutiny about the DACA, which is the bill that Barack Obama passed to allow amnesty for young immigrants to seek refuge and to get work and health care in the United States. He's going to be fighting against that, and he's getting a lot of scrutiny for that. Right now, he is in Kuwait. Sorry, he's at the White House, and he is meeting with Amir al-Shaba of Kuwait. I believe that's the president or the prime minister or the prince of Kuwait. And basically, they're really hoping to settle some disputes in the Middle East. It looks right now like they're having a good time chatting back and forth. Maybe we'll go to some audio on that right now.
A few questions. The president ends on a light note there. We were chuckling here on set as well. The Emir of Kuwait talking in detail about how he wants to see things go ahead with the collision of policy ideas and whatnot in the Middle East.
So basically, they're just looking to support Kuwait in their fight against ISIS. So it did look like he left off in a little bit of a chuckle and a joke there, which is really good. Both the world leaders there, Kuwait and the United States, seem to be getting along just great.
In that part of the world. So as they wrap up, let's bring it out now.
Space weather news: a giant X solar flare goes off, and that is going to affect every living thing on Earth. Everything. Especially the three storms that are going off in the Atlantic Ocean right now and in the Gulf of Mexico. Solar flares will really amp up storm activity, so you can expect those storms to get a lot stronger. An X-class solar flare gets its name sort of from the shape that it creates. You can see the X, perfect X there. That's what an X-class solar flare looks like. You can also take a look at the projecta from stereo ahead, stereo A, and stereo B. So this is kind of what the solar ejecta was looking like.
I think he dodged it a little. Right.
I thought it was pretty sweet.
Nothing is inevitable when it comes to the use of military force. It's an option.
There we go. There's a good picture of it. I thought this was pretty sweet, considering it kind of looks exactly like my
I
tattoo.
agree with Bill that it was a
I don't know.
dodge on that question about a contained nuclear North Korea. But
I thought it was pretty cool. You know?
From Major Garrett,
That's pretty sweet.
sort of trying to make it
So I just went through
clear
stereo ahead, and I watched it image by image, and it just looks like the rising phoenix. A rising phoenix coming out of the sun. Pretty cool. What can you expect with a high KP index or a geomagnetic storm? The geomagnetic score index is called the KP. It measures cosmic rays, X-rays, things like that, so that you can know what to expect here on Earth. It's really important to know what the KP index and how it affects people. So if there are an 8 or higher KP index, you can notice heart rate fluctuations in humans, heart attack and strokes of all kinds, acute coronary syndrome, high blood pressure, seizures, migraines, anxiety, stress and emotional instability, suicide risk, mental disorder flare-ups. There's radiation risks for diabetic patients and airline passengers in high altitudes. The cosmic rays could also flare up anxiety, stress and emotional instabilities, work accidents, migraines, digestive disorders, skin conditions. If you're allergic to the sun, could flare up skin conditions. So we should be on high alert right now, very high alert. For the next 48 hours, it's very important that everybody sees the importance in what happens after these solar flares. All right. There could also be a huge increased risk of Earth instability, meaning there could be earthquakes, more storms, typhoons. It is typhoon season. So China, high alert for typhoons again. I believe right now Anchorage, Alaska is getting hit by a level 1 storm as well. It's not really a tropical storm. It's kind of a level 1 tropical storm in the early development. They're getting like 60 to 80 mile an hour wind gusts up in Anchorage, Alaska right now, which is huge, huge. So again, those storms can bring earthquakes as well. So be on alert for rumbling. Again, if you go to the application, it's called Windy. The application looks like this. Windy. The ticker for that is just in the bottom corner here. So this camera doesn't really focus too well. Oops. There's the ticker for it right there. Windy. Can get that application and you can see all the storms that are going on right now all by yourself. Become kind of your own meteorologist, make predictions, make your own little newscast just like mine, you know, gain your popularity. I'm kind of sick and tired of CNN and fake news stations, even just watching Fox and all the pharmaceutical advertising and all that bull crap. I just cannot stand it. I really can't. Not for me. No way, no how. So trying my own little news station out keeps me accountable for learning and getting my own information and becoming more getting more reliable information faster, just getting with the best news outlets and the people that are watching the skies, watching the earth, so that everybody's safe. Because I don't really think that Fox News, as much as I like Fox News and who they support, I don't think that their hearts and their minds are still in the right place You can tell by their advertising, you know, giving the right message to people, but still selling them death products. I'm not quite into that. I don't want to be brainwashed anymore. So again, I've just been using some alternative news outlets, ones that don't really share or get bought out by advertising companies, people who will stand behind their own beliefs. And, you know, you can make money selling all sorts of different things. You don't need to jump on that $1 million pharmaceutical advertising. I just think that's bullshit. I know money needs to be made, but you shouldn't be supporting the very industry that the politicians that you're supporting are trying to fight against. You know, it's kind of an oxymoron to accept money from companies that are pretty well damn right robbing you. So yeah, it doesn't make sense to me. So get it together, Fox, get it together, CNN, get your shit together, or you're going to be taken over by people starting their own news outlets. Period. Exclamation mark. You know, Alex Jones has done a good job. He gets more people per day on his news outlet than Fox does. So haha. Just rolling a joint, by the way. You know, gotta say I'm a little bit of a pothead. You know, so some of my streams that you'll watch here, they'll be strictly about doing live sessions and stuff, you know, with locals, and anybody who ever really wants to jump on my live stream, I try to get them on there. I am starting new live YouTube. I'm trying this YouTube thing out. I was watching or only doing live streaming on Facebook. I have a bigger following on Facebook. So hopefully my Facebook followers, you guys will like and subscribe to my new YouTube channel here. It is Issue Bless on YouTube. And we'll probably be doing one of these every single day, talking about all sorts of different topics. I usually wake up in the morning, watch some of my favorite casters, and then get hard to work on sharing some information. It is the new way of the future, information sharing. So that'll bring us into Bitcoin. So what is Bitcoin? It is a peer-to-peer decentralized way of passing around currency. What makes its value? What makes its value is what people say its value is by adding content. So the content that's stored on your cryptocurrency and the amount of demand that people have to access that content, that is what is going to make Bitcoin valuable. Okay, it has nothing to do with security or storage or anything like that, in my opinion, because you can store garbage all day long, false information. You could store lots of false information, and that would suck, and it's worthless. So the most important part of Bitcoin is the content that it wishes to store, because it's graphics cards creating qubit-like storage blocks. It's Internet 2.0, so it's a little different than the way they stored information before. You can kind of look at it like cloud computing, as if servers are storing information and they are accessible via a code or a password. So anybody on the network can access all the transactions. Transactions carry information. Information carries value. All right. So if you can get information that people want on your cryptocurrency will then become more valuable. Simple as that. So in Bitcoin news, Bitcoin is over $4,500. We're looking at a $4,600 Bitcoin right now, to be exact, $4,635 American. That's closing in about $6,000 Canadian for one single Bitcoin. One Bitcoin. Wow. Last year, this time, Same time, $800, 600, between $600 and $800 of Bitcoin. We've gone up 400%, ladies and gentlemen. Now, I hate to say I told you so, but hey, I told you so. Suckers. What am I thinking is the future for Bitcoin? I can see a $10,000 Bitcoin by early spring. We're going to look at a bullish market over the winter, huge bullish market, ups and downs, ups and downs. There are a lot of coins in like the 30-cent range that I've had my eyes on. Those tickers are looking like they're going to explode. We have ones like OK Cash, Patientory. I would love to see some of the Potcoin, THC coins. Those ones start to take notice as Canada legalizes full marijuana use as a recreation. They're going to need a good tracking method to track transactions. Blockchain is going to be the best way to do that, especially if we are looking at subsidizing people who get prescriptions for it, like myself, which would be great to subsidize prescriptions in Canada, have the government pay for your dope so I can smoke it. Smoke it all. Ripple, I have my eyes on Ripple. Monaco, I'd have my eyes on Monaco, even though there was already a big surge in Monaco. Have your eyes on that. Ethereum Classic's always a good buy under $20. $16, great buy for Ethereum Classic. Litecoin, I still think Litecoin's like a $300 coin. And Neo coin is the old Ant shares. You can watch that coin probably go up to $500-600 a coin in the next year. Guaranteed. I'm going to put my stamp of approval on Neo. Right now, well, it's 20. It was $20. It's now $29 a coin today. That's like a 30% increase. This coin is going to go to the effing moon. Ant shares, it should be $50, $100 coin right now. China having some regulation issues in Bitcoin. They're trying to put a halt or a stop on ICO sales. So that you might see maybe more people investing in penny stocks right now that already have their ICO done until this ICO sale block raid is over and done with, until it's a thing of the past. So you might see those Chinese coins like OK Cash just entered the Chinese market. You can look for OK Cash to hit a Poloniex soon too. That should double the price. You know, OK Cash should double its price. Second that Poloniex lists it on their market. All right. Local Kitchener news. There's been a lot of murder, deaths, and crazy shit going on in Kitchener, guys. Interesting stuff. We got a guy down at the courthouse, half naked, with a bong. So it's been pretty interesting if you've been following the local news. There are a few unsolved murder cases. In the Christopher Deweese case, the plot thickens with, 3 suspects now. You know what, guys? It's chemical warfare time. I've seen a lot of my friends being murdered and nobody's saying anything about it. It was such a new thing, this whole fentanyl thing. People started lacing cocaine with fentanyl, and the difference of dose is killing people. That's manslaughter, 100%. Someone was just arrested for manslaughter in such a case, and I believe there should be thousands of cases reopened. I know a lot of my friends have passed away from this fentanyl bullshit. They weren't suicidal. It was an accident, and people that are cutting these drugs, they should be looked at. We should end the war on drugs, and we should start allowing people to purchase high quality, high grade, government issued prescription drugs such as psychedelics, MDMAs, cocaines, fentanyl, like not fentanyl, but opiates. They should be safely monitored by a trained pharmaceutical technician, pharmacist, because it's getting a little ridiculous here in Canada. We are losing the war on chemicals. It's World War III, chemical warfare. We all knew this was going to happen, and I think we're losing the war. Awareness is the only thing that's going to help this chemical warfare. You're not going to take drugs off the streets right away. The stuff that's out there is all tainted. Please, guys, in Jesus' name, please be well aware that everything you take on the street is now tainted. Everything. Just be 100% aware. Greed and selfishness. These drug dealers are not regulated. They don't even know what they're cutting their drugs with. They're getting it from a higher power that's They're getting paid to kill us here in the first world. All North America is at huge risk of chemical warfare. Please be aware, guys, especially the Christians that are already going through such tough spiritual times. We've been attacked for centuries and centuries, and our DNA is just shouting out for help. And when we don't get the help, sometimes you refer to drugs. So please, guys, in Jesus' name, be released of your addictions. And please be aware that everything that you're buying on the street is now tainted with something that could potentially kill you in a heartbeat. I'm going to end this live stream now, guys. I really hope you enjoyed it. If you did enjoy it, please subscribe, like, share. We will be getting more intricate as I hook up my equipment. I got a nice camera, some nice mics on the go. So quality of these videos are going to get better and better and better. And again, we're moving from Facebook to YouTube. So, you know, I expect less people watching it at first, but then we'll just ramp up as we do some giveaways and we get lots more people addicted to the live stream show. I really hope that this video brought you all peace and excitement. Remember, ask your boy, Jesus. Perfect. Perfect.